Hi, I'm making this video to share our experience with the truancy procedures in Kansas. So, in the 2022-2023 school year, our son had a horrible school experience. He was targeted and bullied. He developed anxiety and school avoidance issues, and eventually stopped going to school when he had a big breakdown at home before going to school in late March 2023. We wanted to have a fresh start in the next school year and change schools. But the same problems continued in the next school, and our child stopped going to school again in late September. Then on September 2022, Blue Valley official Amy Farthing reported our son, as a truant to the Office of District Attorney. In response, Assistant District Attorney Donald Heimer filed a truancy petition with the Johnson County District Court on October 4th, 2023. So basically, the county, the DA's office, sued us for not sending our child to school. And the next day, on October 5th, 2023, Dennis Stanchik was assigned as Guardian Ad Litem of our son by the court. So this Guardian Ad Litem, Dennis Stanchik, talked to us only once, ever, on November 3rd. Our conversation was over Zoom. It lasted half an hour. He used the free version of Zoom, so our meeting couldn't exceed half an hour, our Zoom meeting. Denis Stanchik never talked to our child. Never. Not even once. He saw him only once through Zoom only when our son appeared during his first truancy hearing on November 9. So that was the only time our son's guardian ad litem saw him. To the best of our knowledge, Denis Stanchik didn't talk to anyone who knows our son. So, to the best of our knowledge, he never went to school to meet with the or observe our son. So this is despite the fact that he can go anywhere and talk to anyone about our son and about us, and get all the records about us and about our child. So this includes any police department, any pediatrician, psychologist, hospital, mental health care provider, any social worker or social welfare agency. So all these institutions are required to allow him to inspect and copy any records related to our child, related to us. So instead of using his authority to collect information about us, about our son, going to these, going to school, going to our son's pediatrician, going to our healthcare providers, and talking to them, asking for our records, he instead decided to attribute our son's truancy or school absences to the so-called mental health issues going on in the family, without showing any evidence or justification for it. And he demanded mental evaluations of our son and of us as parents during a court hearing in January 2024. Dennis Stanchik also told us to sign release of information forms with the evaluators, the people who are going to evaluate us, so that he could tip them off or brief them on us, by letting them know what's wrong with us before they conduct the evaluations. So he made it clear he wanted to reach out to the evaluators before the evaluation, not after the evaluation. And it's interesting, he told us to sign these release of information forms because he doesn't need them. Like I said, he's authorized to access our medical records, our criminal records, if any, our educational records, So all he needs to do is to go to our doctor, to go to school, to go to the pediatrician, to show them a certified copy of the court order saying that he's the guardian ad litem of our son. So when we challenged his rationale in a court hearing, a judge, Jennifer Ashford, uh, threatened to take our son away from us if we didn't proceed with the mental evaluations. So Judge Jennifer Ashford explicitly ordered us in multiple hearings to do the mental evaluations for our son and for ourselves, and to sign the release of information forms for Dennis Stanchik so that he could access the evaluators. He already has access. But I later went to the courthouse and asked the clerks there, and they told me there was no court order. There was no such court order, ordering us to do mental evaluations. And before that, we received court orders by mail, but we received no court orders in writing from January 2024 onwards. So after they started to tell us to do mental evaluations, we stopped receiving court orders in writing. So no court orders were given apparently about mental evaluations. I mean, no court orders were entered in the records. But of course, multiple orders were given by the judge orally during the hearings. But there were no court reporters in the hearings either, and none of these orders were entered in the records. So they didn't exist in the records. It's just what they were telling us in the hearing. And neither Judge Ashford nor Dennis Stanchik elaborated on the allegations against us. So why do we need mental evaluations? What's wrong with us? Even though we ask for an explanation, despite so multiple times we asked in writing, and we also asked in the hearing during the hearing multiple times asked for an explanation, and they didn't give us an explanation. And not only that, the court also triggered an education neglect investigation on us by reporting us to DCF, Department for Children and Families. So, and they came and did investigate us. They talked to us, and they went to our children's respective schools and talked to both of them at school. And they were going to different schools at the time. So on January 4, 2024, on the first day of the spring semester, my son very much wanted me to have lunch with him at school because that was the first day, and morning was very rough. Going to school in the morning was very rough, and he wanted me to come have lunch with him. So I went to school at lunchtime and had lunch with him in the school cafeteria. But in the middle of lunch, the school principal, Suzanne Martin, came along and asked me to leave. She said I was banned from school for sending annoying emails. And I asked Suzanne Martin whether I could leave after my son finished his lunch. She said we could go out and have lunch in my car in the parking lot. And my son didn't understand why I had to leave or why we had to go to the car to eat lunch in the parking lot. I didn't want to upset him by discussing the issue, so I abruptly left and quietly left. And while my son, who was puzzled and disappointed, was still eating his lunch. And Susan Martin accompanied me to the outside of the school gate and made sure I left the premises. Almost a month later, the head of security at Blue Valley, Dan Carney, sent an email to me referring to my intrusion into school cafeteria, saying that this letter will serve as a final warning that you are not to enter upon the premises of Liberty View Elementary School at any time for any purpose other than to transport my son to and from school. So that's it. I'm banned from school property for any reason other than to transport my son to and from school. So we were basically under attack at the time. The school district, the gal, Stanchik, the judge, Ashford, DCF. So they were all ganging up on us. They were all moving in on us. And on February 21st, we succumbed to the pressure we've been receiving from all these people and unenrolled our son from Blue Valley and registered him for homeschooling. A few days later, the judge Ashford, dismissed the truancy case against us. Shortly afterwards, DCF ruled that the educational neglect allegation against us was not substantiated, was unsubstantiated. So registering for homeschooling was like a magic solution to all our problems. So when we registered for homeschooling, all our troubles went away. Everyone left us alone. So how does this magic solution work, homeschooling? Well, at least in Kansas, you basically go to the State Department of Education's website and fill out an online form. Uh, Basically, you register your home as a non-accredited private school, and your child becomes a student in the school, and you become the teacher and the principal of the school, basically. But your school is private and non-accredited, so no one comes and checks on you. No one checks your curriculum, your methods, your materials. No one checks on your child's progress. And you register only once. You don't need to register every year unless you're changing your school's name on paper. You didn't change the name of the school that doesn't even exist. So you do that online, the registration. It's all online, only takes a few seconds. No need for verification. So you do that and you stop being truant. Before you do that, everybody acts like the child is at risk. The gal comes after you, the judge comes after you, the DA's office comes after you, DCF comes after you. The school has been after you all along anyway. So they supposedly help your child despite you try to help. You're just standing their way. But after you do that, online hocus pocus, that homeschool registration, the child is saved, the child's future is secured, and they all stop coming after you and checking on your child. So that's how the form looks like. So you just choose a name for your school. I named mine after my last name. You can choose any name. I guess it will work if you put the name as like Poop Elementary or something. And then you enter your address and you click submit. Then everyone starts believing that the child is getting all the education he needs.